Hi and welcome to Lumi.stitch. My name is Jessica and this channel is about cross stitch. In today's episode, I'm gonna show you 10 projects that I worked on. 3 of those are fully finishes, and I'm also gonna show you my new releases. Put out a lot of charts on my Ko-Fi and we'll talk about it later in the video. I also have some haul from 1 to 3 stitch and some of the projects bags that I made. But first, let's get started with the finishes. My very first finish is this beautiful daffodil. This is my own chart that I designed, and it says bloom, and this is a part of my bloom series. This is a very small chart, and this is 40 by 40 stitches. I'm gonna look over just at my notes. So I got this acacia wood from Hobby Lobby. They have this section for like this boards, for the kitchen boards and little doodads, and I painted with the white chalk paint, and this was such a beautiful finish. I never done finishes like that. I was so excited, and I drew my inspiration from Java Girl Stitches. She has a awesome channel, Flosstube, and she has so many finishes, and I'm really good at finishing pillows, but I never finished anything like that, and like a tier tray decor or anything like that. And she has so many like beautiful finishes, and she always does like the greenery, the little bows here, and and she finds good ideas like from a Target dollar spot. I think in the last few Flosstube she did like a little shelf where she put a couple pillows and a couple of the green leaves in there and little flowers, and it was so beautiful. So I decided to look into it. And thank you, Christy from Java Girl Stitches. If you're watching this, you are the inspiration to many people and to me. And all the channels that I mentioned will be in the link description box below. So the way I finished it, this is the chalk paint that I use. A small amount goes a long way. I put it like 2 coats and then I distressed it. So I used this acrylic. It's called medium antique finish. So you would need to put a tiny bit amount on a sponge, those makeup sponges for your face, and just go around the corners just a little bit. And also I was experimenting with some rub-on stickers. I just put one here because I didn't really have any kind of stickers that would work with it. That was just one little sticker, so that was just an experiment. And you can put those rub-off stickers. They can find them at the dollar store. Also, I forgot to mention, this is a 28 count linen that I stitched on, and you see how like it has the angle, like a beveled, I don't know, like it angled. So this is a foam board inside, and the way to cut it out perfectly like that, you cannot do it with the scissors. You have to use a hot knife, and I did buy myself a hot knife. So it's a tool like that, and then you attach the little knife up here and you just plug it in, it warms up, and you just cut it like with a knife. I forgot to mention the dimensions on that. That daffodils have 9 DMC colors, 40 by 40 high and wide, and 650 stitches. Next one is called Gratitude is Key to Happiness. So this one is stitched on 14 count Apollos and Ada that I hand dyed, and the color that I dyed this with is Indigo Red dye, and I just dunked it in for a short period of time and pulled it out. So this was like a one from the dollar store too. So they have something like that in a $3, and this is the back of it. So I painted, and this one right here looked exactly like that. I glue So first I got cut out the cardboard, and I measured the inside, and then I cut out the cardboard. I put a little, well, like one layer of batting, and then I laced it in a bag. I used glue E6000 to glue this, and it takes 24 hours for it completely glue into it. Then I'm gonna put right here how it looked before I put this lace on. So this was a cording. This is like a man-made cording, so it's like a fake leather, and it's like a braid. And when you lay it down, it's not gonna stay on, so I put pins all around this to hold it in place. This part was glued with E6000 glue. And then this ribbon right here, which I got from Hobby Lobby, I used Alene glue to put it on. And this little bows right here, you can buy them like on Amazon or Temu. This is chalk paint, and this is wood. The outside is wood, and this is a compressed particle board, I think, inside. But it's pretty strong. So if you want to stitch this is free in my Ko-Fi right here. You can click this QR code now, or you can click more button in the description box below, and you can find it there. It's completely free. So this chart is not that big. It only uses 4 DMC colors, and the size of it is 63 stitches wide by 48 stitches high. And the reason I stitched this to remind myself to be grateful for the little things, because when you appreciate things, you will attract more positivity. And if you're just kind of look at the pessimistic ways, you're gonna attract more negative stuff. Anyways, this is what I believe, and if you like this chart, go ahead and download this. This is my last FFO for this video, but I did finish this the stitching in the previous videos, and then I've FFO'd this, fully finished this for this video. This was a chart by Modern Folk Embroidery, a token of love, and I stitched it on 18 count Aida that I over dyed with tea, and I used DMC 115, the one that's rumored to be discontinued. I kind of cut out little pieces where I wanted to do like more even variegation, like in the letters, but not so much in a deer. Yeah. So this is my initials and her initials, and it says, "Let this be a token of love for D." I think it's so beautiful in the alphabet. So this was from Hobby Lobby. This is a metal frame, and it had like a mirror in there. So I carefully used the X-Acto knife to open it up, and there was a second layer where it was like a particle board, and I laced that over, but I did use like a foam board inside. So it's nice and puffy, so it has like this 3D effect, like it's not just flat. I like it when it's not just flat like that. And she's gonna get this in her room as soon as I'm done filming this video. All right, now we can go ahead and move on to my WiPs. So the next WiP is with tie needle and thread. It's called Peace in Goodwill right here, and I'm just keeping this in this bag. I'm sharing with another this one, Stacy Nash, and they're kind of sharing threads. A little bit to chart. This is the one, and I know it's kind of looks messy, so I'm using all the cold for floss I bought, except the except couple of them. All the wicks, all the cold for wicks. I think Classic Color Works that I omitted, and I over dyed my own DMC. This is my over dyed DMC. So this is the green. I do have a video how to over dye your own DMC, and I'm gonna link it below. So this is the green, the blue. Instead of buying the classic color works, I just overdyed this blue. And for the I think the classic color works has the color called rosewood, and this is my take on rosewood. So this is my own overdye DMC. And then I did a couple more colors. These are like the darker ones. I already used them in the previous projects. This is like it would be cherry cobbler from classic color works, but it's my own take on it. I just put cherry cobbler so I know what it's referred to. And this is like a terracotta I overdyed, and this one is so beautiful. Look at that. It doesn't have a name because I didn't name it. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the actual WiP. So this is my WiP, and I'm stitching this on the linen that I overdyed. It's 36 count. Was Edinburgh, and I overdyed it with two different colors. First I dyed it in light, and I dunked it in a darker one, and I thought it's going to be a lot lighter, but the linen saturates in the color so quick that it's came out a lot darker. So I ended up switching the colors even though I had the cold for it, because they were just blending in and you couldn't see some of them. So last time I worked on it, I think it was like this and half of that. So I added half of that animal right here, deer. I added another deer and I stitched the reef. It was so hard, I had to frog it twice because I was just keep being one strand off, and it's so hard to see on this linen because it's dark and it's 36 count. I can see better on 40 count that's light and undyed. So I think it ended up being like 38 count when it shrinks. Yes, and I'm gonna be definitely working on this more, but maybe not anytime soon because it took me like all day to stitch that because it's so slow going. The next project is Happy Town, which I also designed. It's right here, and I have not released it yet. This chart uses 22 colors, and I almost stitched with all of them. I think there's 4 colors that I didn't use, so 22 colors. So I'm stitching this on 14 count Aida page, and the town is gonna fit in here. This is a roughly, I think this size is 15 inches, and it's under 15 inches, 14.8 or something, and under 5 inches tall. So I already start working on that, and I have added a lot of stitches since I last time saw you in a Flosstube. So I added 3,281 stitches in this chart, and now I'm at 38.05%. This chart is, I think, one of the largest ones that I designed. And this is going to be the garden going that way, and this is going to be a craft store here. This is 2 cats already hanging out there. If you like my charts and my content, subscribe and like. It helps the algorithm to push this video so more people can see it. All right. The next project is Gas Pump by DMC. I'm keeping this in this bag. This is my very old bag. This is what it looks like. And this is a paper chart. I'm using all the materials in the kit except the fabric, so it comes on this is DMC. It came with like a 14 count Aida, but I didn't want to use that. I'm using 32 count Lugana, and this is where I was last time, so I did put a lot of stitching here and finish this side. And this is almost done. I just need to stitch a little more here and just some grass, and this is gonna be done. So I'm looking forward to finishing it this year. This is the kind of gas stations they have when you drive through Arizona, Route 66. And the Route 66 is like everywhere. The next project, I'm keeping this in this bag, and this is one of my first charts that I designed. It says live in the moment, and I made this bag. And I'm just keeping in there a small oval forest embroidery chart right here. And it's a free chart. It was a sale from 2025, I believe. Yeah, and we're just using just all kinds of DMC colors that I picked out. They're not the called for. All right, so this is my progress before. And this project I pulled out in honor of Jazz, my friend at Sloan Stitches right here. And I'm also gonna link her Flosstube below. She had the whoever wanted to stitch for her 40th birthday party online. So we would put 40 tiny stitches. I think it's called 40 tiny stitches party, something like that. And it was fun to do. So I just put 40 tiny stitches that day, and then later I pulled out and I said, why not, I'll just put some more stitches. And I'm already like, I think 55%. So total stitches I put in is 277 stitches, and I'm stitching this on 18 count Ada that I overdyed myself, and the colors are kind of like whatever. I just pulled out whatever looked good, whatever was in my stash at that time. This is my next work in progress, and this is a kit by Dimensions, and this is called Victorian Charm. And I'm using all the kit materials. This is where I was before. So I did work like in a roof, and I filled in some little things up there. 18 count navy Ada. It actually looks lighter on the screen, but it's a lot darker and it's hard to see. And that's why I've been reluctant, because when I stitch with it, the stitches feel like so tight, like they're bumping each other, they're pushing on each other. And sometimes if you cannot do really cross country, and you cannot really grit this fabric because it's dark. Yeah. I know there is other markers that like a silvery that you can kind of grit, but I don't want to mess with that. I'm just working next to it and next to it, because I already made a mistake that I corrected like last year in this flowers. There was so much confetti, it was hard to see, and I like it gridded, but I can't have it gridded, so we have what we have. The next WiP that I have is Hate right here by Heaven and Earth Design. And the artist is Amy Stewart. The chart uses 89 colors, and the size of it is 354,200. This is all the colors that I'm using for it. Plus this embroidery floss. It called for like a cranny, but this is like one from Hobby Lobby, and it works just fine. And let's take a look at my progress. And this is my progress. I added 1,475 stitches, and I'm stitching on 18 count Ada that I'm gridding it as I go. This is not a max color or anything. So when I bought this chart in January of 2025, they only had this regular chart. So I reached the milestone right now. The stitch count on this is 20,738 stitches, and the percentage is 5,088%. Let's just take a closer look. So I'm working in this corner right here. I'm trying to fill that in. This is Cake Pops, and there's gonna be another jar of pink candy. And I have a new start, and it's actually needlepoint. This is a pillow by Dimensions, and I bought it from Amazon. I heard a rumor that the Dimensions been bought by a liquidator, so I don't know if it's 100% truth or not. So this was at such a good price when I bought it. It was $15.99, and usually pillows like that and other brands, they can vary from anywhere from $35 to $75, $68, $75. And I thought that was a good deal, but of course it only comes with a stamped mesh. It does not have any like finishing materials. And let's take a look at this yarn that they included. So Dimensions has it like this, and at first it kind of looks like just a regular yarn, but you can actually separate it. It separates just like a DMC floss does. They have each color on here, and then the rest of the colors like bundled up with the little color numbers like this, and they have a mesh, and this is a 12 mesh, so and I think it has 23 colors, and this is how big this is. So 16 by 16 inches, and I already worked the corner. The black was so easy to fill in, but there is some colors right here, they almost faint, so you have to kind of play a little bit of a guessing game. But since it's like a needlepoint, it just all half stitch, it goes pretty fast where you have big chunks of that. So I like to try different kinds of needle art, and when I finish this one, I might get another one because I actually want to use this pillow. I think it looks so classic and cute for like the summertime. Yeah, and this is all the stitching I have, but I do have haul, and I want to show you what's new in my Etsy shop. I made 3 different bags, what I have left. I mean, I have more bags. So this is a set. This is 7 by 5 bag with a little kitty. And now let me get the other stuff out. So this is a set of 3. So it comes with a little magnet. That's the back of it. So this bag is actually 14 by 12. It has my logo in the back. It has this beautiful beading and charms right there. This is a cute kitty. And the second bag. So this is like a set of 3, and I'm gonna link my Etsy shop below. And the next one is also a set of 3, but instead of the smaller bag, it has a counting pin. And this one is a patriotic. So this is also 14 by 12. Look at that charm, beads and charm, zipper. And the back, and it says liberty and justice for all. So this is like really patriotic. It's not just like a 4th of July bag. All right, and this is the pin. It's kind of hard to see it, but this pin uses this is handmade. I made this. It has the little glass bead in here, and it has the metal beads and another glass beads right here. So you can either use it as a counting pin, or if you have any patriotic pillows or anything, you can just put it in there and display it. And I'm also including a cute little needle mine there. And these needle minders, they do come like, I'm putting the cute backing on them. Like, this is so pretty. Next part of the video, I wanted to show you my new releases. QR code right here. So the first chart, it's called Winter on a Farm. It's 128 stitches by 52 and it's 14 DMC colors. And you can download it for free on my Ko-Fi. So the QR code for the main page right here, and you can also click on more below the video and there is going to be a link in there to download it. And follow me on Ko-Fi so when I release new charts you will be notified. So the next one is a bloom series that I did. The daffodil was a part of that, and it's called, one of them it's called Tulips. It uses 10 DMC colors. The size is 40 by 43. The next one it's called Poppy and size is 40 by 46 and 7 DMC colors. These charts are free on my Ko-Fi. The next one it's called Cabin in the Woods, uses 11 DMC colors, 90 wide by 60 stitches high. The next one is actually an oldie but goodie. This one I designed back in 2024, and I redesigned it since then, and this is what it looked like as a finished pillow, but I redesigned a little bit and I improved the chart. So if you want to download it, it's free. And this one was stitched on 36 count Edinburgh, and I designed this for a client who wanted like a small, like a cushion pillow for her doll. There's like those expensive doll, I forgot what they call, I think they're like $200 each. It's like a 16-inch doll, and that's what it was designed for, but it is a perfect pin cushion or you can just frame it. The next one is okay, I forgot to mention that that chart uses only 5 DMC colors and the chart size is 68 stitches wide by 47 stitches high. The next one is African Daisy right here. It's a full coverage. It's my first full coverage that I designed. It's 80 stitches but by 58 stitches, uses 14 DMC colors. So I actually took a picture of that and then I run it through the program and I designed it to make it where you can actually stitches, because if you know anything about, you know, running a picture through cross stitch software, it will give you like anywhere up to 500 colors and you do have to manually rework it, and it does take time. It's not like as easy as it seems. So this is, I tried several of them of flowers and this was the only one. I think I did like 3 and this was the only chart that I was successful with recharting it from the picture that I took. It's pretty hard actually to make like a good quality picture with not that many colors. And the next one is Magenta Tulips, 58 stitches wide by 57 stitches high and only uses 5 DMC colors. The next one is Mermaid right here, and I have it in 2 colorways. So I designed them in 2 different colorways. One is lighter, another one is a darker colorway. The lighter colorway right here uses 21 DMC colors and the darker one uses 23 DMC colors, and the chart size is 128 by 128 and you can download it for free as well. Okay, now we can move on to our haul from 1 to 3 stitch. So this is one of the first thing I got from 1 to 3 stitch. This is by Chantel 141 Designs. You guys know about her. She basically collaborates with the designers. Their charts fit into her cutouts, and it just comes here unfinished. You have to finish it yourself. It's supposed to be like an ornament, and I want to put something cute in there. So I actually went ahead and got some Ada, but it's 20 count and it's dyed. And I don't know if you're interested to see it, but I was, because online they look different. So this one is, I just got small pieces. This is 20 count Ada and it's called Sterling. It just has this light, very light variegation, and I think it's through to color right there. And it looks like, honestly, like almost like a 22 count hardanger, because it shrinks one day. It's very, very fine. It's like so fine, just like almost like an even weave. So the next one is also 20 count and it's called Ancient Ada. And I got 1/16 of a yard, because I'm planning to maybe stitch some smalls on it that I can fit into certain like Hobby Lobby frames, because I got like a whole bunch. I'll show you a couple in a minute. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I really bought like a whole bunch of these things, because look, this is like $11.99. I know on 1 to 3 this thing can cost a lot. So the bottom of this is actually wood, and it's like chalk paint and it's distressed, and I'm thinking to put something in there. So cute. All right, it's also 20 count. It's called, I don't know how to pronounce it, Earthen Ada. This one is actually more like a peachy pink, a little bit darker than the camera picks up. I think right there. Okay, the next one is, it's called Haunted Ada. It has like, it's not so gray, it has like the greenish tint to it. It's very fine Ada, and it even says, it's like, it's so fine. And you would definitely need to stitch on this 1/1 and get big magnifiers, but this is better than stitching on the 40 count. Like, you can actually stitch better. And then I got some bigger pieces. I got like this is Ice Blue Ada in 20 count, and the 20 count that's not dyed versus dyed is, you can see it's a lot bigger squares, and it's more stiff because it's starch, but still it's fairly flexible. It's not like really stiff Ada sometimes it comes on. So the next one is also 20 count, and it's called Blue Cashmere, and it's such a beautiful color. I think online it shows up more as teal, and it's really like blue. I think my camera shows it more like brighter, but it's more like gray, has more gray color in it than the super light blue. It's a little bit more pastel than what the camera shows. And then since I like so much like opalescent Ada, 14 count I had, so I decided to order 18 count opalescent Ada. I don't know if you can pick up the sparkle, but the 28 counts and the 32 counts even waves is so hard to stitch on when it has opalescent tinsel on it. Yeah, so I love it. And I have a lot more haul, but I'm not gonna show it to you all. I'm just gonna show a little bit. So $1.03 also has this unfinished wood pieces. You can also basically either spray paint it, or you can do with chalk and maybe distress them like antique it, and they can have like a beautiful, you know, flat finish, or almost like a framed piece. And they also have the circular ones, and they're so cheap. I think they were like $1.50 each, and this is very like thin wood, and it's laser cut, and they're like $1.50 or $1.75. and on 1 to 3 stitch stuff like that would cost more. So I just got it when they have them. And also the Hobby Lobby has this type of boards. This is like a real wood, and it's like a little plank in here. This is a great one if you wanna do like flat finishes. You can just paint this with chalk paint, and then you can switch out this part for like seasonal. And since it has this little plank, it can be so like convenient to just put anywhere. And they have this in different sizes, and these are fairly cheap. I think maybe this big one, maybe $3.99. The next part of this video is gonna be just a little bit of nature.
To them. Look over here.
Thank you for visiting with me, and happy stitching. I'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Bye.